TV in front of us is a Grundig. It's a Grundig Xentia. Full model name is the MFW 82-490/9 Dolby. I'll get to the point, so I don't really like it. I don't recommend it. So if you're looking for televisions that are a bit of a standout, this isn't it. So you could skip over this video without losing any sleep, that's for sure. But I'll go through the normal rigmarole with it anyway. I think its date is probably between 2000 and 2002. There's a few reasons why I picked it up. I knew that it probably wasn't going to be anything special, but it was very cheap. It's a pure flat. I haven't had any German TVs that are pure flat. It's got VGA input on the back, and it's a Grundig 100 Hz. It has a 100 Hz refresh rate, so I haven't seen what Grundig's 100 Hz TVs are like, but so I just picked it up, and I'll do a video anyway. We'll go around, have a look at it. It's somewhat very computer monitor style in its looks. That very square, and the base there also is reminiscent of a swivel for a PC CRT. I'll talk a bit more about that swivel looking thing in a moment. This one's, yeah, as I said, the Xentia, Grundig Xentia. I think this is quite comparable to Lerva's range of the Zelos TVs. Lerva's Zelos were a sort of a multimedia type TV. They had the VGA card built in with them, and I think this is Grundig's attempt to do the same, sort of the multimedia range of Grundig, even though many of the other models can accommodate VGA card. On the side here there's a little panel that springs out with S-Video and composite and a headphone port. Let's give you a look at the stylings of it there. On the back there's the label with the model number, and down the bottom there this CUC91931 is the chassis ID. The connection area is quite generous. The PlayStation's plugged into AV1, that takes RGB. AV2 and other SCART, that also takes RGB, and then there's SCART 3 that does not take RGB. All various signal types can be set up in the menu on the television. So you can set up your SCARTs to receive RGB, S-Video, whatever you need to do. Audio out there, and the all-important VGA card. Yeah, so that's about it there. And your AC cord, which on the Grundigs just pulls straight out. It's a figure 8 setup, and it's always handy to be able to remove the cord. I'll pop the back lid off now, pop the back half of the TV off, and we'll have a quick look inside. When I was researching this TV prior to buying it, I saw the owner's picture, and the bottom had that swivel base. Here it is, the underside, you can see it. When I looked for this model on the internet, all the pictures I found never had this piece here, this swivel base. Now I don't know if this is an official Grundig accessory, but I'd say it would be. It looks too well made for a home job effort, but it's just purely cosmetic. There's no swiveling going on, and it's actually mounted. It's made of wood and painted grey, and it's mounted by screws, I think, into proper spots that were made on the shell of the TV for it to be screwed in. I don't know if this circular area has any involvement, whether you can get another accessory to really swivel it or not, but it is something different. It's a bit unusual. With the shell off, we can see in here now, tube is a Philips, not surprising, and it's made in Germany. Makes me tend to think it might be around 2000, as Philips and LG teamed up together to make tubes. That might have been a bit later in time, but no, it's a Rigidigi Philips, made in Germany. I didn't mention before, 76 centimeters, so I think that's 32 inches in size. Not the biggest out there. And there's your chassis, your neck board on there. The only thing I want to try and get a look at here is that VGA board there. There's our VGA inputs, and there's the board there, and some cables running off it, going where they go to. If I do get rid of this TV, which is very likely, I will take that VGA board out, because that can be used probably on other Grundig chassis. So hard to come by, so I'll definitely keep that. Let's have a look at the menu system. This would have been pretty flash back in its day. The German TVs tend to have menus that are probably more complex than the Japanese and other manufacturers' TVs. I think they're a bit advanced for the average user, but they have more flexibility, so we can see what we can get out of it. If we go to service, you do get access to the service menu through this sub menu, but I'll just quickly show you that you can assign the inputs on the TV to receive what signals you would like. So you can see AV position, AV1. I've turned on everything that says anything about RGB. I think that's the most important one there, signal type. You can choose what you want it to receive in SCART 1. I would prefer they call it composite instead of VHS. They're using the device rather than the actual signal type. S-video would be SVHS. It'd be S-video. And then there's an RGB there, so I use that one, and that seems to accept RGB on the SCART socket. Exit out of there. Now this one here highlighted in yellow, only for the retailer. This is to enter the service menu. I've already typed in the code before and it remembers it, but the code's 8500. There's one interesting feature. I'll go to the second page, and that is that this chassis is obviously suited to a number of different tubes. You can actually change the tube type here. I can do it on the fly, and it doesn't seem to have any ill effect. It will change things a bit. See, that's curved those edges right out. I think the 72 that you see there, T72, 72 refers to the tube size, and there's at least 10 if not 15 different tubes in this list, going 70 centimeter, 63, 63, 55, and at the other end of the scale there's a T95, a big tube there. So that's pretty cool that you can do all that. It'd be nice to, it could be good to experiment with that. We'll go from here, and then you've got also the all important geometry. There's a page devoted for it. It's got quite a nice feature that it has its own built-in test patterns. There's one called RGB. Let's have a look at it. There you go. That's the TV doing that. There's no generator there. This is built into it. And the other one, it's got, they calls it lattice. Here it is, crosshatch. So that's quite good. There is a rotation option here in the service menu, but that's also available in the regular menu. So some nice features in there. But now let's have a look at some gameplay on this thing. Going to turn the PlayStation on in a moment. As I said before, this TV has a 100Hz refresh rate, and that does introduce some artifacts, and I'll show you one on the PlayStation logo at the start, on the second logo. That one's okay. Look at the red on the second one here. See the red on the right, on the edge? See that bleeding red that's come across? That should be just a nice straight line down there. That's introduced by the TV. And it's processing. Pretty hopeless actually. It is a widescreen TV, but I have it in the 4:3 mode. This is Rockman. I'll get the game started and pass a couple more comments. Okay. There are no scan lines. They're absolutely minuscule, if you could even call them that, but there are definitely no scan lines. Blank statement, there are none. The other thing is that the camera won't pick this up, but this often happens in movement. I can see it in Mega Man with the naked eye right now. When he moves, he looks very shaky. He looks very, all the edges on the sprite are like jagged, and I don't mean like square pixels like it is normally. No, it's just something wrong. It's something wrong when when the picture moves. When the picture's still, it's not too bad, but when things start moving, it gets quite juddery, like it almost looks interlaced. Nah, no good, mate. No good at all. Grundig's 100Hz processing is just as bad, if not worse, than everyone else's, so we haven't had any luck in finding a good one. No, I don't like it for that alone. So your classic RGB is no good on this thing. Let's have a look at the VGA, see if that's got any promise. I've got the PC hooked up now, but this is the regular menu of the TV again. I'll go into the VGA connection area, go in there. It's pretty cool. It's got a picture of a PC tower there, and a diagram or a direction showing you how to connect it up on the back of the TV there into the VGA socket. That's pretty good. And it also has a range of resolutions and refresh rates that it is compatible with, and there are 3 there. It's quite possible that you could find some more too on try some custom settings and see what could happen, but I won't worry about that right now. I'll exit out and go. This is the PC right now with the test grid program putting up that pattern. It's actually pretty good. It's pretty square. It's not bad at all. And we'll go. There's the color bars, and then there's the desktop, which looks good. Looks good. There's no real issue there. The TV's certainly better with its VGA sources than its RGB 15K stuff. That's for sure. There is also, yeah, here we go. This is in the VGA menu. You can make adjustments here. These aren't service menu ones. They're just standard ones for VGA, picture height, and the others and so forth. So maybe you could use the TV for some sort of VGA source. One thing I don't like about it is you can't put it into a 4:3 aspect. It has to be stretched wide like it is. So, you know, your Dreamcast would look stretched like this is right now. So it'd probably suit the Xbox 360. But if you don't have a use for a widescreen CRT VGA, then there's not much else going for this set. So just give it a miss. I'm probably going to throw it out, just put it out into the rubbish tip. I'll definitely salvage the VGA card out and keep it in case I get anything more like a 4:3 VGA TV. I think that would be better. Put the card into it. I can't really see myself keeping the TV. It's not too bad here in the VGA. I do have second thoughts about it. Maybe I should keep it, but I don't really have the room. So that's pretty much the Grundig Xentia. You know, stick with the 50-60 Hz refresh rate. SCART TVs of old. Don't go for this stuff here. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I've got another one soon, which is sitting on our left right now. That's actually a VGA monitor, 29-inch. I'll do that just after this video and post that up soon after. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.